One Love Travel. We are here. We back in the state, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to tell you guys about dating in South America. I haven't been to Asia and those Asian countries, but I've been in South America. I've been in like a few countries there. And I want to come to you guys and tell you straight about dating. Guys, let's be honest. There are no difference between women, that big of a difference between women here in America and women in those countries. I'm gonna tell you, going to those countries, expect to be taking care of those women. I'm telling you right now. You think American women are like, just too much? Expect to go there and you're gonna be taking care of them. Now, I wanted to get into this topic as a funny thing, right? Because it's been like a discussion and like, in those passport bros or people that just traveled to South America or different countries about becoming Western Union Papi, right? And I just wanted to tell you guys how to avoid becoming Western Union Papis. These women, bro, they have all kind of different scenarios that happen to pop up once you're dating like a woman in those countries, right? Dating those women, they always gonna have something popping up, right? So I've experienced it. That's why I was like, you know what? Let me make a video on that because there was some other guys that experienced the same issues. And one of the guys in the comment was like, he called me a Western Union Poppy. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, yeah, you're a Western Union Poppy. I was like, I mean, I'm just helping now. I like Shorty, me and her kicking it. Like, I don't mind helping you in there. This Shorty surely have a lot of emergencies popping up out of nowhere, right? I'm talking to Shorty, and I'm like, man, like you always got some emergencies coming up or something like that. Because at first, when she was like, now, mind you, this is a Shorty I met in South America. I'm not gonna say the particular country because I've been in like a lot of different ones, right? And I take a liking to it. Guys, when you go to, I'm gonna go all over the places. When you go to these countries, please, you gotta be cold, man. And it's something I'm learning right now to become cold. Because these girls are gonna make you fall for them. You're gonna fall in love. You're gonna get down there. You're gonna see a hot Latina. You're gonna be, gosh, she's so beautiful. She's feminine. She's fit. Like she's all about you. She's catering towards you. Got to be careful, man, because it's all part of the game. They know what time it is, man. Like they know what you're looking for. They watch YouTube. They watch Instagram. They know what time it is. And you, the guy with money. Let's be honest, man, because you would have the same experience here in the States if you had a couple of $1,000 in your pocket for a weekend and hanging out. If you go to South Beach and you got 3 grand in your pocket for a weekend, the girls would act the same way towards you because they know you got it. So most women will act fit, feminine, friendly with you if you got it. You treating them out, you taking them to a fancy restaurant, you elevating their lifestyle. They'll go with your program too in the States. And that's what was happening to me in South America, right? So I'll go, I like to enjoy myself. I like to have fun. I like to have a great time. So whatever shorty I'm with, I'm like, hey, let's go to this restaurant. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. To me, those restaurants not a big thing, because to me it's actually cheap, but for her it's very expensive. For a lot of these women, that it's those restaurants they would normally go there on their own. So I think whenever I've had cheap, oh, that's expensive. I was like, yeah, nah. But don't get me wrong, now I go to cheap restaurants. I go to like that locals eat at too. Also. But I'm like, I'm solo. I go there, then I flip flop. I'm like, okay, I go like a expensive restaurant, and I go like a affordable, like a local restaurant. So vibing me and shit, we having a good time, man. Enjoying ourselves. So back in the state, I'm like feeling you. I really want to get to know you. And if I do, end up want to come to this country, want to stay or for a long period of time, I want to vibe with you. I want to, like because I really enjoy my time with her. I was like, I'm back. I'm gonna come see you. I appreciate, what I'm saying? So Shorty, like, out of nowhere, Shorty's like, I needed this thing. I gotta do whoopty whoop. And I already know, because it's not my first time dealing with, dating girls outside of the country. So I kind of know what she's, getting into, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, listen, if you need some money, I don't mind sending you some bread. It's no big deal. You need it because it was something she said she needed for this program that she's doing, right? So I was like, look, I like you. I dig you. If you need some bread, you're in a bind, because when I got there, she ended up losing her job. So she said, I don't know. That's the thing about these fellas. You don't know what's going on in their life. They're in another country. They can tell you whatever. So she seemed genuine. So I was like, yeah, no problem. Like, I got you. Like, so like if you need bread, she like me. I don't like to, ask the whole money and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, don't worry about it, man. It's no big deal. Like it's not a lot of money to me. So I'll go ahead, I'll look out for you if it's gonna help you, elevate and, put you in a better situation in your life. I say I don't mind, I'll send you the bread. So I go ahead and send her the money, no problem. Western Union the money to her. Listen, I've done talked to girls on dating sites. I've went to other South American countries where as soon as the girl asks for money, I block them because I don't meet them, I don't know them. I block. I say I don't know you. So I know the game, right? That's why I say, man, when you go to these countries, you got to be cool. So I know the game. So I was like, no pressure. I'm like, send you the bread. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I'm gonna send you the money, send her the money. So now I plan on going back to the country, right? I plan on going back to this Latin American country. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna come see her, right? Because I had such a good time. I really enjoyed being there. So I was gonna go back. I'm gonna come vibe with you. Mind you, in the state, I stopped dating. I stopped going out. I was all about just saving my money, paying all my expenses, paying all my bills, paying my rent 3, 4 months in advance. So just so I can go ahead and fund my traveling lifestyle, right? Because that's what I'm on right now. So I was like, yo, I cut dating period in the States. I was like, I'm done with, girls here. I'm just gonna date women outside of the country. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So I'm not spending money here. So I was like, yo, I'll send you the bread, ain't no pressure. She's like, yeah, it's not like me. I don't really, ask to hold money, anything like that. I said, well, I'm not gonna get that money back, so I don't think about you paying me back or anything like that. I sent her the bread, right? So the time is coming up, me to come down, and she had found this little excursion for us to do. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and send you the bread so you can lock it down. Send her the money so we can lock it down and everything like that. Got down there, we having a good time, enjoying it. So happy to see her. We vibing, like we having a good time. I'm enjoying her company. We going out to eat, we vibing. I think when the time came for us to go on the excursion, we had to get up like at 6 in the morning. So got up at 6 a.m. She's like, yeah, she's waiting on the girl because the girl was gonna, we was gonna get picked up by a private chauffeur to take us to the city because it's a 2-hour drive to the city, so we can go ahead and do the excursion. And so it was a one-night stay. 6 a.m. got up, nothing. I was like, okay, 7 a.m. I'm like, yo, wake me up whenever you get in touch with her, and then we can, we can go ahead. You know what I'm saying? 8 a.m. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I think you got scammed, right? So I'm like, I think you got scammed because I'm like, yo, you're not hearing from shorties. And finally, like around like 10, she's like, okay, I'm finally got in touch with her. So she needed the money to pay for the bus. So I gave her the bread. I was like, okay, go ahead. And I told her, get some money and exchange some money from me also. So came back, wait on shorty. Never, she's like, yeah, she can't find her driver. It sounds suspect. So I got the money, not the money back for the money we already lost because it was like $100, I think, for the getaway and another $40 for the bus, right? So for the private chauffeur. So we lost that. We lost $100. So I was like, man, you know what? F it. Because before I came down there, I already had a bunch of plans. I had stuff lined up for us to do. So she was like, nah, she wanted to do that. I was like, fine. So I was like, okay, man, you know what? Let's cancel that. Let's go vibe. So I ended up spending more money than I should have because I already planned on that day to do that specific thing. So that Saturday, I was like, yo, to lighten up the mood, we went out, we vibed. So it's still a good trip. Even though I didn't go to that particular city I wanted to go to, it still ended up being a good trip. Good time, vibing, good time, man. We had me and her had a good time. So time to, go and whatever. So I'm leaving, give her some bread. I'm like, hold us down. So, pull out ATM, give her some bread, whatever. Give her money for a taxi for her to go home and head back in the States, And like not a week later, and Shorty was like, yeah, this and this. Well, this situation came up. So you know what? Yeah. So I was not in this. I went back in the state. I was back in the state. I went to another country, right? So I went to visit another country. So when I'm there, she's like, yeah, I think her grandma, somebody who's in the hospital, something like that, and she needed bread. I was like, well, I'm in a different country right now, and I don't know if I have access to Western Union because I don't know. It's my first time in the country. So I said, it's going to be hard for me to send you the bread. Whoopty whoopty whoop. I'm going to try to see what's up. If anything, wait till I get back in the state. A week later, I can go ahead and send you bread. You don't have to go ahead and make do until I get back. So did that. I think a few days, I didn't hear from her. I didn't know what happened, whatever the case may be. I charged the game. I was like, whatever. I'm like, it is what it is. So what else? So yeah, it is what I was like, I'm charged to the game. So got back in the state and she hit me back up. She was like, oh yeah, but it was this, this situation. So I was like, listen, man, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna send you some bread. So I sent her some bread, and then she, like we still talking back and forth, we vibing, like it's a little bit red flag I see. So I'm like, man, I was like, this shorty, like, because she gets very talkative when it comes time to asking for money or she needs something. Mind you, this is a chick that told me that she don't usually ask to hold money, So now she done lost her job. So she told me, so she's not working anymore. So I'm sending you like $50 here, 75 here. I think the biggest amount I sent over was like $150, right? So I was just like, man, I'm like, is it me or this chick is the most unluckiest girl like that I know? Like it's like some situation was popping up. So so after the last time I was like, man, you know what? I said, yeah, we'll have to go ahead and cut you off or whatever, right? I'm going to go ahead and like cut you off. So I'm like, I cut off. I was like, I can't. You're gonna have to find a job or something. I'm telling her to get a job, So the next one, she went missing for like 2 weeks, right? So missing for 2 weeks. So I'm trying to recollect. So if you see I pause in the story, trying to recollect. So she went missing like 2 weeks, man. I gave up on her. I was like, whatever, it is what it is. Charge it to the game. I had a good time with her both time I was on a trip. I would have spent it on some pros anyway. You know what I'm saying? What I mean. So I was just like, whatever, charge it to the game. Like I had a good time when I was there. Both times I had a great, awesome time. You know what it is, man. So 2 weeks later, she hit me back. Like, oh, I'm sorry, love. This and that. I didn't have no phone. My phone broke. Blah. I had to find your number, my email, and I'm texting you through. She texted me through her mom's phone, whatever, right? So she's like, yeah, my phone broke. Blah. So I'm like, all right, well, that's just kind of crazy. You didn't hit me up, this and that. So I was like, all right, cool. So she's like, now, obviously, I knew what time it is because she said her phone is broken. So I already know what's being lined up. So she was like, yeah, I was like, I'm trying to get the phone. I said, yeah, try to get it fixed or whatever. Or, ask your mom to help you with the situation. So she's like, yeah, but I don't want to give my mom, she has too many bills. So I don't want to put that burden on her. So I'm thinking like, so you don't mind putting the burden on me. So I guess I'm the one smashing. So I'm the one that cover up the bill. So she was like, yeah, so find a guy that, that can get a phone for like 120 or, like I think he said 150. So I was like, well, try to see if we can get it down to like $100 or whatever, right? So I was like, he's like, yeah, okay, I'll talk to him. He said you're gonna get it down to 120. I was like, all right, cool. Like, okay, good. So figure that out. So like a little pause happened between, I think maybe a day or two. Then she's like, yeah, I just needed help doing it. I was like, I told her, so I guess you need me to help you get the phone. So she's like, yeah, I don't have jobs. Like, I said, cool. Listen, man, I really don't want to have it like that. Like, because times are hard, and I'm really times is not hard for me. So I'm like, because I'm noticing, I'm like, because this is what these girls will do, man. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean the girls don't like you or they're trying to take advantage of you. They're just testing to see where you at. How much money can you send them? Like, because they all want to be taken care of. That there are some that they will not ask you, but they expect you to send. They expect you to help, right? They might not be like comfortable, but this one was like, my issue with her was more of like, it's not like her. Then it became a thing where you say it wasn't like you. I would accept if the girl was like that and she was asking, I'm like, okay, that's how she is. She's like, hey, I want to be taken care of. I need a little money here and there to help me out. I don't have, like, I would be like, cool, I understand that. And I'd be like, hey, listen, I can do this, I can do that. This is how much I can do. This is how much I can help you if I'm going to send you money. Because let's face it, fellas, all women cost. They're going to cost you something, right? And to me, hey, I want somebody whenever I come there, I want to vibe. I'm like, help you out, this little show you I'm vibing with. I don't mind, but don't take advantage, right? And that's getting that vibe. But I'm like, she was pushing it. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, yeah, I need the phone. I was like, man, listen, I told her, listen, I said, honestly, I really ain't got it like that. So I'll go ahead and send you like, I think I told her I was going to send like, I think like $75. I was like, send you like 75 and that's it. So I was like, yo, I sent her that bread, send her like 75. Then me, I think she went off like a couple of days and she came back talking. So I told her literally, I said, I can't send you any more money. I said, you need to find a job. You need to work. I need to save up because I want to come back. I want to visit. I want to vibe. And me sending you money every time you have a situation, that's not going to work out. And that's how I came to this post of Western Union Papi. I was like, what you mean Western Union Papi? I'm like, am I Western Union Papi? I was like, oh man. And fellas, I'm telling you, like any one of us could be stuck in a situation like that. You could be a well-seasoned traveler and you fall for that one chick, man, like you like her, you like mind helping her, because we us men, we like a chick, we like, you'll help you out. But I was like, damn, sometimes we can get blinded sometime by our emotion, by our feelings for a woman. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what was happening to me because I was like, I was being blinded by this girl. I'm like, I gotta get cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get cold and tell this chick, nah, I don't care how good you look. I don't care how much fun I have with you. You're gonna have to get a job. Like I said, fellas, I don't mind helping a girl. If she be like, hey, babe, I need X amount of money because this situation happened, emergency happened. Cool, I'll send you the bread, but I'm not gonna do this monthly thing with you because at the end of the day, we're not married, we don't have no children together. Like, I'm not gonna be doing that. If we have kids, that's one thing, what if me and her had a kid and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'll be sending money monthly. I'll be like, yeah, babe, here's the money, get what you need, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. I don't mind doing that. But me just kicking it, we just met each other, we vibing, and suddenly like every other week or every month you need money. Like, situation keep happening. You always have an emergency here or you're this person. I'm like, nah, we got to cut that off. And that was the one thing I had to do. I'm like, okay, let me test this. I should have done it earlier. But I was like, let me cut you off and see how you act and see if you disappear. I was like, yeah, we're going to cut that off. And then me and her still talk. We still vibe. But now I know I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna be able to send you bread anytime soon. I ain't gonna send you no money till like maybe next year. But realistically, I'm not gonna be sending no bread. You know, like I'm just not gonna do it because I'm noticing the pattern. You know, like what she care about is money, and that's what you gotta look out for, fellas. Like a lot of these girls, you think that you go in these countries that they don't want no money. They're just like American women. They want money out of you. Most majority of women want money out of you. You know, it's just they might be selling love, right? They'll sell femininity. They'll sell this thing to you, right? Because you get hooked on that. You know what I'm saying? You're like, this girl is beautiful, whoopty whoop. But she costs. She's gonna cost, you know, and you're gonna get blinded because you really like her, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna send you this bread. I'm gonna send. And guys, listen, all women cost. They cost money, bro. Here or outside of the country, none of you guys can tell me you ain't going out getting girls for free. Hell no. You spending money on her. You going out to eat. You spending money, you know? But what you got to be out there, I say, my advice is to you guys, like what I need to do is we got to be cold. When we go to these countries, you have to be cold. You got to know when to be like, no. You got to know when to say no. Like, I'm not saying if a shorty's cool and, you know, she behaves, like not helping her out. I'm cool with that. I got another shorty in another country. You need here, up and there. I send her a little, you know, I'm like, here, this, you know, like, because she doesn't ask me for no money, though. She never asked me for no money. You know what I'm saying? So she need bread, and I'm like, you know, I didn't do that. Like, I'll be like, hey, you okay? Everything's okay? She's like, nah, I'm with you. I say, yo, here's like $50. You know what I'm saying? I'll send that to her. But you gotta understand the country I'm sending her, it's a lot of money. Something like that, just to look out. And she's appreciative, and she never called me ever asking for money. I'm the one that's out. Like, I'll give you the money. Now, I don't mind if I'm the one that's telling Shorty, but if Shorty keep asking me all the time, that's a red flag. I'm like, nah, we need to put you on ice. So you gotta get with the program. You need to get with the program because you getting out of control. You know, coming here. Like, I'm not one of those guys. Like, maybe because I'm older and I've dated younger chicks and they like think I'm like some kind of sugar. I'm like, nah. You know, I'm not on that. If I was on that type of time, where I'm like, I'm giving her money monthly, whatever, or I'm sending money here, I would have to be traveling to that country more often. You know, I would have to be in that country at least, you know, once or twice a month. I'm traveling that much to be there, then I would be like, yeah, I'll do that, you know, because it's still not as expensive compared to having a girlfriend here. So I would do that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, guys, you gotta pay. You know, to keep a woman, you're gonna have to do something for her. You're just not gonna have her unless you pimping her, but you still gonna have to put time into that woman. You know, you still gonna have to do things. It's still gonna cost you something. You know, so that's what I realized. I was like, am I a Western Union Papi? Is that what it is? So, fellas, in order to avoid being that, you got to get cold. You come off that plane, be cold, get trapped. You know, this is not for the seasoned travelers because they know the game already. But if you're a new guy to traveling, you new to this, man, just be careful. Go out there, be cold, protect yourself because they're looking at you like, you know, you're a hot meal, you fresh meat. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna get caught up. You're gonna find that one chick that you really like. And all the rules and stuff you put in place, you be like, throw them out the window, because that's why I ended up doing this chick. I had like, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do this. But as soon as, you know, I met her and we having a good time enjoying her, I'm enjoying her space, boom. You know, like I started like, I'm seeing the red flag and I'm like, nah, it's not what it is. And I'm telling myself, then I realized like I had to snap out of it. I'm like, no, you know, like get out of that mentality, you know. So I wanted you guys to understand that. So when you go to these, you know, Latin American countries or Asian countries or these countries where women are looking for suitors like us, they're looking for guys that are doing very well that can afford to, you know, send them money, afford to take them to a fancy restaurant or pay their rent, pay their phone, pay, do something for them. They're gonna be looking out for us. They're gonna be hunting you down, you know. Like some of them are, you know, they mischievous, you know, they'll drug you or something like that. Some of them will scam you, and some of them will make love bomb you, right? They will love bomb you so that way you can fall in love with them and, you know, take care of them, take them out the country or whatever it is. Because there's some other country I went, like Cuba, right? And like the Cuban girls, they would tell me that their parents teach them to make a foreigner to fall in love with them to get them out the country or to take care of them. They being taught that, you know. So as young age, they're already being taught that, right? So when they come across you, they're like, this sucker, you over here, you find this wonderful girl. But they up on game. It's just like here in America, man. The girls at a young age already up on game. They know how to manipulate men at a young age. They know how to do it already. So when by the time a dude, you know, with a little bread, you making money, you come across a chick like that, she's already 4, 5 steps ahead of you because she done dealt with so many dudes like you already. She already know what to do. She already know how to stroke your ego. And a lot of these girls in these countries know how to stroke your ego because they're very feminine, they're very fit, they're not combative with you. So they know how to make you just calm, like, hey, calm down. I'm gonna take care of you. I got you. They're gonna cook for you. So you're gonna go ahead and drop your guard, man. You're gonna drop your guard, man. Saying that, guys, like you just gotta be aware, be aware of when you meet these chicks, man. Like, just be aware, like not to go crazy, not to fall in love and you spending too much, you're not suddenly like, I want to take you out of this country. I want to take you this and that. Have fun with them. Have fun. I think you should go there and then travel a couple of times, get to experience the chick and see what she about, then get a taste of the different women in that country to be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna settle down with this one. Like, because I think a lot of time because of what we use here or the dating life here sucks. So as soon as we go to this country, the first woman we meet, we have such a good time with her. We just be like, hey man, this is the one. But realistically we should be giving it time, take our time, be like, hey, who are you? Like, who's your family and things. If you go in there to date seriously. If you're just having fun, have fun. Enjoy yourself. But don't sell dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not selling dreams. If I tell a chick, I'm like, I'm enjoying it, wooty boo, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm really serious about it. But when I find out if she's like, it's a game, it's a con game to her, I'm like, yeah, I'll back off. I'm like, it don't look at me. I was selling a dream to you because you didn't really care about it. You were just, pretending like, to fuck with me like that. Excuse my language, to mess with me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, when you go to these countries, keep your head on the swivel. Like avoid being a Western Union Papi. You know what I'm saying? As much as you can. Until you find the right chick that you want to take care of. Just keep your head on the swivel, man. These countries, man. Like I said, all women cost. They all cost, bro. Whether it's in the state or South America or Central America or Asia or Africa, all women cost in whatever country, and they're fit, friendly, and feminine. The more money you have, the higher you go up, the more fit and friendly they are. Just like in this country, you can definitely get you a beautiful, fit woman as long as you got some money in your pocket, bro. You got some money, you're gonna get that woman because that's what they're looking for. Those type of women, they don't want to work, they don't want to, struggle, they don't do that struggle love. Their love equal money. Their love come with money. They come attached to that. They come attached to a fancy restaurant. $300. So if you got $1,000 you could waste on a weekend here without even thinking about it twice, you can easily get you a beautiful woman here with no problem. You don't have to even travel to another country to do that. It's just going to another country for a lot of men. It level the playing field because now you have U.S. money and you go into these countries and the U.S. money, what's $100 is nothing here, but in those countries it's a big deal. But you gotta understand, you get in the top echelon of women there because you got that $100 you take into that country is like $500 over there. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So I appreciate you guys, man. Look, tune in. I'm gonna drop more videos like this on this channel. One Love Travel. We here. Like and share. I appreciate you guys. If you have, comment below if you have any thoughts on this, or if you've been a Western Union Papi, or you know how to avoid it. Put the comments, below, and let's talk about it. All right. You already know. One love. We out.